The money that I collected is honorable that brought
destiny of Nigeria.
Can you make a contribution to Nigerian people?
Me, I want all of them look into this in Nigeria. When we want to take steps every day to make this country a better place.
And the new Nigeria is
indications telling them it's time to change.
All colors, shades, angles, and perspectives can be overwhelming in our present world of information overload. This is introducing Ground Zero. Ground Zero is a current affairs discussion phone-in program covering topical issues in the polity. The program is a platform for an in-depth analysis of trending issues by professionals, authorities in various fields, analysts, and key actors in the polity. Ground Zero gives the listener an opportunity to contribute to the discussion via phone call, SMS, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. From the conservatively serious to the ridiculously funny, Ground Zero accommodates them all. Professionals, urban contemporary businessmen and women, policymakers, public service workers, students, artisans, traders, and the in-between. Ground Zero comes up on Tuesdays from 5 to 6 p.m. and Saturdays 4 to 5 p.m. Ground Zero. This program is exclusive to Invicta 98.9 FM. Tune in.
It's another nice and lovely Saturday evening, and you're tuned to Invicta 98.9 FM. It's time for the Never Dull Moment program on radio, Ground Zero. The program where we pick up topical issues in the polity and with analysts and you, the listener. We analyze these issues, look at them from different angles and try to understand them better. And today on the program, it's not going to be different, as today we'll be looking at majorly Osun states and by extension the All Progressive Congress, that's the ruling party, and what's happening in and around the party. We'll also be looking at the Kaduna State Transport Law Enforcement Agency, KASTLEA, an agency in need of reforms. And of course, I already have one of my guests in the studio. The other will join us any minute from now. But before I get to introduce them, I'd like to let you know that this program is streaming live on various social media platforms belonging to Invicta FM. You can go to the Invicta FM Twitter handle and watch the live video stream. And the Twitter handle of Invicta FM is at Invicta FM 989. Go watch the live video stream from there. And on Facebook, it is Invicta FM Kaduna. That's the Facebook account, and the page is at Invicta FM 98.9. Instagram is at Invicta FM 989, and of course YouTube is Invicta 98.9 FM online TV. I'm sure you know that our website is www.invictafmng.com, and of course you can listen to us via the Invicta FM app. You can download it from the Google Play Store or from the Invicta FM website. You can download and listen to us anywhere in the world. SNIPPET that I just gave you earlier, Osun State politics and how it may affect APC Congress and Bola Ahmed Tinubu's influence. Also, we'll be looking at KASTLEA, an agency in need of reforms. My guest already seated in the studio, I have Zwahu Yanwaidi. Zwahu, you're welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you very much, Ehis. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Okay, and also on the program today would also be having Danjuma Abbas Dangwa. He will join us any minute from now, and as soon as he comes in, together we'll all look at these issues. But first, let me give you some background on the issues we'll be discussing on the program today. I'll start from Osun State. Of course, most or keen political watchers in Nigeria would know by now that there's no love lost between Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Minister of Interior, Abdurrauf Shola, and this is coming to a head, and it will come to a head today rather, because the primaries in Osun State is already ongoing as we speak, and all the political gladiators are already getting set to, of course, show their muscles. The key political players in the state primarily are the governor of the state, Oyetola, and the former governor Abdurrauf Shola. Those are the key actors in all of this. And as the All Progressive Congress conduct their primaries for governorship in Osun State election today, the battle to get the party's ticket seemed to have become a proxy war between a political son and his godfather. Although three combatants, the incumbent governor, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, former secretary to the state government, Alhaji Moshood Adeoti, and former deputy speaker, House of Representatives, Honorable Lasun Yusuf, are on the ballot. The election seemed to be a platform for former Governor Rauf Aregbesola to settle scores with his erstwhile godfather, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. While Aregbesola is in support of Adeoti, with whom he parted ways in 2018, Oyetola appears to be a victim of circumstances. His tenure as governor falls within the period of war between his predecessor and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who incidentally is the political godfather of the two gladiators. Lasun Yusuf is the immediate past deputy speaker of the House of Representatives, whose insistence on succeeding Aregbesola in 2018 cost him his ticket to return to the Green Chambers after the 2018 general elections. And since then, he's been out of the circle until just recently when he came back. Now, the main battle of supremacy would actually be between Abdurrauf Aregbesola and of course Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and how everything plays out today is a pointer to the influence that Bola Ahmed Tinubu still wields in the All Progressive Congress, as it will be seen if his candidate, which is the incumbent governor, sails through the primaries. It will be seen that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is still in charge of Osun politics and by extension politics in the southwest. But if Aregbesola is able to pull some strings and Oyetola somehow does not come back and ends up as a one-time governor, then it would mean that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is really not as powerful as many people believe he is in not just Osun politics or Southwest politics and Nigerian politics by extension, but rather it would also show that he may be chasing a shadow in the coming presidential election. Of course, we cannot use Osun State as just a judge, but all of these are permutations and also possibilities. That's for the first item. The second item has to do with the Kaduna State Transport Law Enforcement Agency, which is KASTLEA rather, but popularly called KASTLEA in Kaduna State. Everybody knows them as KASTLEA. This is an agency that was set up in 2017. It came into operation on the first day of June 2017, and it is one that was conceptualized to manage transport and keep our road sane. And over the years, they have come and they have shown so far what they can do. The good, the bad, and the ugly part of it we have all seen. And one thing that's coming to head was that the excesses of their predecessor agency organization, which is a vehicle inspection office, or the traffic officers as they were called then, VIOs, it seems as if KASTLEA is taking it a notch above what VIOs were doing when it comes to all of their excesses. the good, the bad, and the ugly as it were then. And the reasons why VIOs were proscribed by the governor, all of it is also rearing its head. We cannot say that KASTLEA has not done some good, but of course, no matter how many good you do, one bad may just spoil it all. So we'll be looking at it today and also suggesting if there is a need for reform and what kind of reforms that we'll be looking at. And that particular segment of the discussion, I would really want to involve our listeners apart from the analysts that we have with us in the studio. So I want us all to join hands together and listen to all of it today. I'll start from the first one, which is, let's generally look at the Osun State primaries, the key actors and what it holds for the person called Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But first, let's start with Osun State. Zwahu, let's look at Osun State politics and the primaries that's holding today. You know, Osun State is one of those states that is staggered. Their governorship election does not happen with at the same time with others. Let's look at it.
Because of events in the past, where the courts overturned elections, in the past and other fresh ones. But it is almost given that whoever wins the APC, it has ticket in Osun State is almost likely, as things stand now, likely going to win the governorship election of that state. And we have a sitting governor who is, he holds the incumbency factor. He holds that it is in his favor, so it is his to lose. It is his to lose, and then he's got the backing of the big masquerade in the party, that is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's got the backing of Tinubu, who is pretty much the holder of the Ehis of politics in the southwest of this country. Osun State is just pretty close there. So it is the governors, Oyetolas, to lose. Okay, but we have No.
Okay,
yes, beginning to question the hold of Bola Tinubu in the party, and he is backing a different horse, and that's Adeoti. We are going to see how it plays out. And lately, Agbon has come out smoking. Smoking very, very seriously, like a smoking gun. Against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, we don't know what. There is a saying in Hausa that that is, if a black man challenges you to a stone contest, he must have stepped on a stone. So before you begin to look for yours, you would have picked his. So that's it concerning Agbon's situation. But the odds stack against him, really, and Adeoti, based on what we know, based on or based on where we are coming from right now. But like I said, what stone did this blind man step on that he is challenging the big masquerade? That's the question. And so the result of today's primaries will tell us indeed whether he stepped on some serious stone that is able to cause any harm, on the person or on the structures of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But then again, we have to consider the fact that Bola Tinubu is interested in the presidency of this country. And he will also want to sit down and look and see, is this fight worth fighting? Is this fight worth taking it to the very end? He's going to weigh his options. Okay, granted, he will want to have somebody that will be loyal to him as governor of Osun State or one more state. Okay, in the event that he happens to be the APC flag bearer. So it will be interesting. I do not know the intricacies of the politics of Osun State, and then how Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to weigh his options, you know. But there is nothing that says that he has to really stand with Oyetola to the end.
Yeah.
If he sees that this guy is really going to upset his cart, he can decide to horse trade.
Yeah.
He can decide to horse trade so that he still appears
to be in charge,
and stuff like that. Anyway, we are at the polls already.
Yes,
so
yes.
we'll see how these things play out. The horse tradings would have been generally done by now.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
I know one thing I was discussing with some of my friends earlier, and someone was talking about the fact that many of those persons that were said to have been brought into limelight, prominence and power by Bola Ahmed Tinubu are gradually have gotten to the point where they really don't need Ahmed Tinubu again. Let's look at some of the governors that he brought into limelight and how they have risen to another level. Is it the former governor of Lagos State, Fashola that we are talking about now, that would that would really need anything from a Tinubu again?
Is it
would really need anything from Tinubu again? The governor of Ekiti State would really need anything? It's a second tenure. So if one looks at some of these things, one can readily or easily want to toe the line of Arebeshola.
Yeah.
And if you look at also when we were discussing, someone said that Arebeshola was really never Tinubu's contribution to this administration, but rather Arebeshola had the former governor of Ogun State, Senator Osun, who has always been an APC person and been a Buhari ally right from day one, was actually the one that pointed Arebeshola in the direction of this administration. Well, we are not there, but one can also not just toss those suggestions and permutations away. But what do some of these key players in the Southwest really need from Tinubu at this stage now?
Well, again, the question you will ask is, when a godfather wants to be the one to enter the dance himself or the stage, it becomes problematic. Okay? You don't see the big masquerade dance anyhow. Okay? Oh, we have a falconer and his falcon, and then he removes the falcon and decides to go in there into the fray. Okay, he is going to divest himself of some of his mystique.
Yes,
and that is what we are seeing. Now we are seeing. I mean, we saw pictures that made the rounds about some wetness around the garments of Tinubu himself. Now, whether the question is, how did such pictures come out?
And you know, sadly, Arebeshola even made that the point of his campaign all through this season for Adeoti. He was saying that, well, thank God, yes, Tinubu brought us there. Well, thank God he's played his role. But at this stage, he should go rest.
He should go and rest.
And sadly, there's a slang, what into Ara, that they started peeing on their bodies. And all of that. Well, sadly, that's Nigerian politics. Well, generally all over the world, politics is like that.
In the United States, we know what is happening. But that's it. Now that he himself has come out, if he had continued to say, okay, look, there is a horse that I'm going to back, and I'm going to sponsor this horse to whatever, he will still retain his mystique and every other. But now he is the one going into the fray. He's going to have to be ready to take what is going to be thrown at him.
Yes.
And we know the kind of mud and mire that gets slung in Nigeria's politics.
And you know, I just yesterday to Edwin Clark also told that line when he was telling Bola Ahmed Tinubu that Tinubu should rather just stay behind and throw his support behind somebody else. And so Edwin Clark even suggested Edwin Clark as someone that Tinubu should support for presidency in 2023.
He suggested whom?
Our vice president. The vice president, Oshibanjo, that Oshibanjo should be the person that Tinubu should support and all of that. Well, we'll see how it plays out. I'm hoping and believing that it plays out the right way.
Are we seeing a case of when the gods want to kill you the first time?
Yes.
That's what we are seeing, because everything points to the fact that, look, let this man just stay back. You know, especially with issues concerning his health. No matter what people want to say, yeah, you may be intellectually super, but
by the time your health fails you, how do you put into action all of those wonderful and beautiful programs that you desire to do?
That you desire. It's not possible, and that is why we're talking about structures.
Yes.
Is it the party structure or party system and everything that should be in place such that whoever emerges from a particular party is actually bearing the aspirations of that party.
Yes.
His own personal aspiration. Okay, I mean, we know that in America, for instance, crazy as the situation is in America today, we know that once you have the Republicans in power, we are looking at a leaner government.
Yeah.
Okay. Government is not very much in the lives of the people. The private lives of the people. And once you have the Democrats, for instance, you see government becomes big. You see it become big, and it is, you know, in your face, wanting to have a say
about your life,
what you do. You know. So if we had that kind of situation, I know, do I want more government in my life or less government in my life? If I want less government in my life, this is where I will go to. If I want more, this is where. But that's not what we have. Here, what we have is a situation where political parties are only platforms that people ride upon to get onto power. Not because they have any, do I say program or any manifesto? Okay, let me use the word ideology. I didn't want to use it. Not because they...
Well, that's... politics the Nigerian way for you, and we believe that even as we move on with all of that, we will be able to at some point chart the right course that would ensure the delivery of good governance to everybody in Nigeria. You're listening to Ground Zero on Invicta 98.9 FM, and my guest today, Zwahu Yanwaidi. He is a media analyst and one gentleman that is always giving us some fresh perspectives to whatever we are discussing on the program. Let's quickly take some messages. After those messages, we'll come back and talk about the Kaduna State Transport Law Enforcement Agency, KASTLEA. Is this an agency in need of reform? What kind of reforms are we looking at? All of this we'll get to look we'll get to hear or talk or see after these messages. This is Ground Zero on Invicta 98.9 FM. Yes, welcome back from that commercial timeout. You're listening to Ground Zero right here on Invicta 98.9 FM. Before we took that commercial break, we looked at politics in Nigeria, specifically APC, the influence of Bola, Ahmed, Tinubu, how it would be affected by the primaries that's ongoing in Osun State, and of course the war between Arebeshola and Tinubu. Now we'll be coming home to Kaduna State and looking at the Kaduna State Transport Law Enforcement Agency. The law, what it means, what it stands for, and all of that is no longer news to most of us. Basically, an agency set up by the government to help monitor, help sanitize transportation and traffic in Kaduna State, basically. Yes, that's what the agency is all about. And since 2017, 1st of June, when it was set up, when it came into operations after the State House of Assembly passed the creation into law, let me just implement and enforce the provision of the road traffic law, CAP 135 law of Kaduna State 1991 and the road traffic regulation 2007. The powers of the authorities shall include that first one that I mentioned, direct and control traffic on public roads in the state. 3, to decongest traffic on public roads and highways in townships in the state. And functions of the authority. 6 is 1, inspect vehicles and issue certificate of roadworthiness, impound vehicles that are not properly parked or causing traffic hold up along the public roads in the state, register and license driving schools in the state, which is a function of road safety in the first place. Then conduct driving tests and issue learning permit and driver's licenses. It's also a function of road safety by law. Impound overloaded vehicles, ensure the installation of road traffic signs, educate and enlighten vehicle users and the general public on the proper ways to use the road, enhance and designate bus stops and bus terminals in the state, identify, develop, promote and maintain new or alternative methods of traffic management and road safety tips, provide emergency towing services for broken down vehicles and that obstruct the flow of traffic, designate the route to be followed by vehicles generally or vehicles or of the class to which the vehicle belongs or the roads which are to be used for traffic by such vehicles, designate areas meant for use as parking, safeguard roads from encroachment of markets, motor parks and activities of street traders, hawkers and beggars, then exercise such powers and perform such other duties provided in this law or any other law as the authority may consider necessary or expedient to achieve the objectives of the laws. These are their functions. I can't see anywhere they are a revenue generating organ for the state in all of this. But sadly and unfortunately...
the question is, are you saying that they are a revenue generating organ?
Of course, that's what they've turned to, because I can't tell you that...
Did the state say that they are a revenue generating organ?
The state never said that. The law never said that. But unfortunately, that is what it seemed from personal experience and experiences of people that I have interacted with. But thankfully, I would say too, in recent times, the agency seemed to be experiencing some level of sanity in spite of the unfortunate incident that happened some weeks back where a particular officer of KASTLEA was said to have been involved in the clubbing to death of a driver, and the arrest call out that was put by the Commissioner of Police and all of that. That's for them just recently. And also we know that there was also a directive not too long ago that they should not come out for enforcement of all of these items until 10 a.m. every day. You'd also recall that 2020 or so was when they also had some brushes around the refinery junction that led to the death of some persons, and so many other. When you mention KASTLEA,
people call it KASTLEA because they started as KASTLEA, the environmental aspect. It was removed.
Yes.
So that we understand. We'll just call it.
So this is an agency, as much as the law setting it up is so wonderful and their functions and all of that which I just read out are lovely, but in operationalization, is that what we see? When you see an officer of KASTLEA in quote now as we call it on the street, the first thing that comes to the mind of someone is he's coming to tax me for money. He's not coming to help me to make the road saner. It's not coming to help me to do anything. But everything that crosses the mind of the average road user when they see an officer of KASTLEA seem to be negative. Now, I know that the only thing that's constant in life is change. And with this directive that's been coming out recently, maybe there are some semblance of change coming to the operationalization. But first, let's have your general thoughts on all of this. And like I said, we'll open the lines. And thankfully, too, Danjuma Abbas Dangwa is already seated with us in the studio. Danjuma, I will let you open the line for us with that.
Well, thank you so much, Ehis, and my apologies for turning up a bit behind schedule.
Quite behind schedule.
Quite behind schedule, not a bit even, quite behind schedule. Well, I'm thankful you have reeled out some of the legal framework around why KASTLEA as an institution in Kaduna State came to be. And when you were reeling all that out, you can really tick the ones that you are aware KASTLEA is interested in or really undertaking or implementing currently, and that cannot even be a handful in all of what you had listed out. Certainly, that is also because the vision, the guiding necessity that brought this institution to be may have been lost in the course of implementation, and it is the reason why we're always asking for those planning documents about, now you have a law, what is the policy that you are having around this, how are you going, what are those guidelines that you are bringing forth. We often meet these officials being more interested in having people in the wrong than really advising them on how safer their own responsible use of the road can make it possible for other people to benefit from public amenities as roads in Kaduna State. The focus around revenue should not be lost on you that it's just the initiative of the workforce that you have there. If you go and check in the budget and you see some of the revenue that KASTLEA is being asked to realize by the end of the year, you will understand why the focus is really on towards that. And
so what you are simply saying is that there is in the budget outlay of the state certain amount that they are expected to generate
targets that KASTLEA as an institution
from Kaduna State government.
Kaduna State. Now, if you say that they are supposed to designate where will be the bus stops, where cars can park and where they cannot, currently that should be now we asking questions whether they were really involved in that in the urban renewal project. But when you find that these guys are just more in tune with just looking for offenders, because that is even the case. They are actually looking for
offenders and for the entrapment. They're entrapping.
And in the process of looking for offenders again, they also make the roads unsafe. So when the circular came out around the non-use of clubs and what have you, it became a new beginning for me. I started looking at KASTLEA differently. But again, even with that circular out, you still see some of them come out and still man roadblocks, stand around the road, stopping car users, asking questions about. And in fact, the unfortunate thing is that where is the entire architecture of surveillance system that the state had said they've invested over the years? Go back to look at the procurements in KASTLEA, especially in 2016. There were contracts that were advertised and I think may have been awarded for them to have even handheld radios, the use of tablets. These guys were supposed to really have the best of gadgets
and working equipment.
Working equipment. So if it is not available now, then certainly there is a problem. Go and look at the overheads around what these guys work for. If you hear the rumors in Kaduna, they will tell you KASTLEA workers are working hard because if they don't get this revenue,
they will not get paid at the end of the month.
And then if you go down to look at the overheads of KASTLEA, somebody doing a job this risky, you will expect that there's some certain level of insurance that is captured around overhead. There is nothing like that. So you find people who wake up every day eager to make sure that they eke out their living, because how much they make today will determine how much they are going to
get paid
make
at the end of the month.
Because that seems to be the ideology. I've heard replay stories about people who have been put in harm's way as a result of this job, broken bones, and all that, and they have to just go back home and nurse themselves back to health
and come back to
the road and continue this job. So certainly, the working framework around KASTLEA is what we are seeing in the kind of service that they're delivering. And so far, like you said, the trust is about revenue.
Yes. Zwahu, KASTLEA, your take, your impression, and of course,
we have had. He has said it all. You have said it all. The question is, are they a service delivery agency or they are a money generating agency. Obviously, they are a money generating agency because there is nothing that says that they are interested in the job that they do.
Yeah.
That they are supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay, because like we have agreed, they only come out and hope. In fact, and
entrap. They're entrapped. That's what they do.
Really, they're entrapped.
Yeah.
Okay, because you see, and sometimes what I have felt very, very angry about is the fact that the more gentlemanly you look and present, the more a victim you could be in their hands.
Yeah.
Because by the time they stop you, you may see someone with a very, very clean vehicle, very fine, dressed probably in tie, and I mean everything a responsible person should look like. And they will stop you, step on this, do this. First of all, they ask for your particulars. You show them your particulars. Look, I've had a case, a situation, during the last 1 year, when my vehicle license, I procured it online.
Yeah.
Okay, because Kaduna State makes that provision, and I was given a soft copy, and they said, in fact, it is very easy. But I showed.
They will never accept it. They want the hard copy.
One of them was trying to say, where do I get hard copy? In fact, the old one was even on my windshield.
Yeah.
Okay, on my windscreen, because with the old one, anytime I renew the papers, I just post the stop there, so it's there. You don't need to begin to ask me. You see the date and everything, I have it. But this time around, there was no how I could do that.
Well, like 2 years now.
Yes, it's soft copy. And you are trying to blame me for having a soft copy. And trying to make a case out of that. So the more gentlemanly you look, the more in trouble you are likely to be, the more vulnerable you actually are before these guys. Because, in fact, you are the kind of people that can pay.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You are the kind of people that can pay. Meanwhile, while you are there, you will see a rickety vehicle.
Yeah. That's not roadworthy by any standard.
Any standard roadworthy.
Yeah.
It will just come and pass, and because they know that these kind of people, by the time you stop them, they may just even go, and in fact, they may never come back for that vehicle because already
the vehicle's on this time.
Yes. So it's very, very sad. The question you ask, KASTLEA, will there be need for reform? They have not even started, not to talk of
reforms. Okay.
So let us go back. Let them go back to what they are supposed to do.
They need to hit the button.
Yes. For instance, in the morning, let's say around 8-9, you stop a vehicle and you see a man getting set. I mean, he's out to go to work, and then you check his vehicle, and you say step on your brake, and he steps on his brake, and you see one out of the brake lights.
Yeah.
Every other thing is working. One out of the brake lights is not okay. You just begin to lose
his plate number. Identity of the vehicle.
No. This light is behind.
Yes.
Okay.
And it might have been working 5 minutes before that.
5 minutes before I got there. So for something as small as that, you can just tell this person, look, we are going to hold your plate number. Go fix this thing and come and collect it here, or you go to our office. It's as simple as that. But it is that money, that penalty money,
that's just all they
want to collect.
That's just all they after.
It's KASTLEA. Based on this conduct of KASTLEA is a very, very, very sad representation of the government of Malam Nasru Ahmed El-Rufai in this, and I'm mentioning his name, on the program, so that he takes particular interest. Okay. Yeah. There are good things that have been done, no doubt, but this is a sad representation of his government. It's bad PR. Okay, and a lot of people are saying different kinds of things, and they associate that conduct to his person. Okay, they have to take it very, very seriously.
Yeah. And sadly, too, like you were saying, for those persons that have state-of-the-art vehicles, clean, neat, and all of that, and they start to entrap and target them, is so sad. A personal experience that I had was something similar. The rear of my vehicle has 3 brake lights.
Yeah,
three. One in the middle, 2 at the side.
Yeah.
Just one was off. And the way they went about it and all of that. And the funny thing, And sadly too for me, at that point in time, I didn't know the cost of it, of the penalty for it. They told me 28,000. And I told them, let's go to your office. We got to the office. They were now telling me, you should have just played it. I said, why should I play with you? You claim that I committed a crime, I'll pay. And they were not saying, you for talk to us, maybe we settle what?
Settle what?
End of the day, I went with I know the government said every financial payment should be paid through electronic means.
Yeah.
They said I should go get cash. They have a standby POS person by their gate that I must go bring cash and give to them. Had no option, did that, and they gave me a triplicate duplicate. I should get my original receipt, but they wrote it on a triplicate of a copy. End of the day, I made sure they knew that I was going to take it up. And guess what? About 2 days later, they quickly sent a payment notice, which I also questioned. I could have generated same thing. I know the skills of how to generate mass messages that would look like from an organization or bank. That was what they did. Well, that was my side. Let's give our listeners the opportunity. I said this program is for them. 081400989 and 07087800989 are the numbers to dial to add your voice to this conversation this evening. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, Ehis, and good evening, I guess, in the house.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Kure.
Thank you. Let me shock you. All the KASTLEA are doing, they have never arrested me.
Why? Why?
Because me, Zwahu have told you, the gentle you are, when they look on your face, they try to come after you.
So you come out like an Agbon.
Yes, anytime I met them, I try to control myself. The moment I reach there, I will just flash them. So that's what I always do with them. I will make sure all my papers are intact before I reach there.
Okay.
They happen to arrest my son. After showing everything, they now tell him that his parking light is only one that is, his headlight is only one that is working. Danger. It's only one that is working.
The headlights.
And it's usually in the daytime.
Yeah. He told them that that car, that's how he comes. One is flashing, the other one is dim.
Okay.
They refuse. Before I try to talk to them, I asked them, why is it that they are standing? This overhead bridge, that's where we met them.
Okay.
I told them, why are they not carrying their name in their uniform?
Yes.
Immediately I come out, I wanted to phone. That was the time they released us.
Yes.
So honestly, it's not done elsewhere. When they want to be rude to people, that's not what they ask them to do. About Tinubu, let him just go and rest. The lawmaker should pass that law. Anybody above 60, even I happen to reach 60, when I want to contest, they shouldn't allow me to be. That's a wonderful thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kure. Yes, he mentioned something. Identification of the officer that you are transacting. It should be a must. They must all carry their name tags, but they never ever will do that.
This number, let them carry this number, because in fact the names are even not as important as this number.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening. How is work today?
Fine.
Thank you. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Adukaya from Kudende.
All right. Let's quickly have your take.
Thank you very much. You see, I want to comment on Tinubu's presidential ambition.
All right.
You see, what is good, and what is bad. Faith is never a barrier. But many of them have been given opportunity, and they fail to beat our expectation.
Yeah.
So we need a young, vibrant leader that is highly intellectual to lead this country. We don't want somebody who will come and begin to give us a take leadership. Somebody who is old should go and relax and give the youth the opportunity to rule this country.
Okay.
We have people that has innovation. They have good ideology that can rule this country.
Yeah.
We are sick and tired of recycling leaders.
All right.
For Tinubu to come, I am not against that. But with the Nigerians should look into it critically
All right.
Give us a good leader that will give us good representation.
Okay.
Then in the case of KASTLEA, like you said, really they are out to extort sometimes. Sometimes they do their job, sometimes they don't do. They deviate. Somebody cannot be 100% good. But the fact is this. They should always do the needful.
Okay.
The issue of coming to extort is not there. They should just do what they ask them to do. Thank you. Good evening.
All right. I was almost asking you if you are sure it's not what they ask them to do that they are doing on the street. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. You're welcome to Ground Zero. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Isaiah, calling from Sabutesha, sir.
All right, Isaiah. Quickly, let's have your take in 30 seconds,
yes,
if
sir. Possible. Yes, sir. Ehis. Serious. What this KASTLEA are doing is beyond expectation. Just what you are saying, I happen to be a victim of what they are saying. Last time I was coming and a KASTLEA officer stopped me. Honestly, I checked all my lights, the rear light and everything was working. All of a sudden, when I just get to their place, one of my trajector is not working. I pleaded, they refused to understand with me. Unfortunately, we removed that, but I said, let me just touch it like this before we on.
Okay.
They bid me for 25,000 naira. After paying, I pleaded, they said I should bring 10,000 naira. After I just paid that money, I touched that bulb like this, the thing on.
You can imagine.
You see?
So that probably would have happened at a pothole.
Yes.
Caused by the routes that they are supposed to keep safe.
Yeah. I pleaded, I said, this I checked all those things before, and the company doesn't want to understand with you. They say the only thing you do, you have to go and pay. The moment they see a company motto, automatically they are out to extract money from you. And the other way around, as for Tinubu, please, we are begging him, let him just go and sit down and be a spectator.
Okay.
In 2023. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. And our last caller, hello, good evening. Hello? Hello? Okay. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Ground Zero, good evening.
Good evening. Can you, in 30 seconds, introduce yourself and quickly tell us your take?
All right, I'm Chika from Goningora.
All right, Chika.
Concerning the KASTLEA, like one of your guests have rightly said, they have not stick to their commanded yet. Talk less of having any reform. Let them go back and look at the very reason that brought them, to work in Kaduna State, because they are bringing bad men to this the government. And the issue of Tinubu, I want to believe that Tinubu have what it takes to rule this country. But you see, things have changed. And for me, if he would endorse a younger person, just like Edwin Clark has told him, a more vibrant person like Oshibanjo, he will even win his respect. We'll give him more name in this country, because this is something that has not happened before. So he should go and rest, looking at the name he has made for himself and his health condition.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and you'll be our last caller. We actually have 1 minute 40 seconds to wrap up this program now. I'll quickly go to Zwahu. Your parting shots.
On KASTLEA, I'm one of the people that were very, very happy about KASTLEA coming, okay? And that means that I feel very disappointed about the, how south they have gone in their remit. So I hope that something will quickly be done and let it be indeed a service agency and with the people at heart.
Okay. Zwahu. Danjuma Abbas.
Well, since you have spoken about KASTLEA, let me talk to the issue of Osun and the politics that I did not comment on earlier. Actually, I want to say that people like Agbon Shola understand that the vision did not start with Bola, Zwahu, and Tinubu, and certainly it will not end with him. There needs to come to that time where vision provided by leadership is tested even by ego, and if people can be on guard to say that no, this is not the kind of leadership we had been building or promoting all along, and on that basis we need to step this down. Certainly that is holding a leader to account. And if Agbon is saying that the vision cast is not one that should promote and provide so much room for ego to flare, certainly he's doing the right thing. And I think that Tinubu should come down from his high horse and use this as a mirror to ensure that the vision is strong even within his own formation, because the leadership he provides to that southwest as it is today is still critical to service delivery for the people at the grassroots.
All right, I want to say a very big thank you to Zwahu Yanwaidi and Danjuma Abbas Dangwa for having time to be on Ground Zero today.
Thank you so much, sir.
And to all the callers and contributors, I sincerely appreciate you. You can continue the conversation at our social media handles. Go to Invicta FM Kaduna on Facebook, at Invicta FM 989, that's the Facebook page, and of course at Invicta 989, Twitter, Instagram, and all of that. I am Ehis Agbon. Until on Tuesday, when we'll be on for another package of the program, I'll say this to you. Before you claim right of way, make sure you are safe and not sorry. Plant a tree today, water it and watch it grow. May the good mighty Lord bless and keep us all. You can call me the peacemaker.